talking to a bunch of the people like during intermission and stuff, it's amazing how many people tell you, hey, we took the tour of the Ryman today or yesterday, or we're going tomorrow. Ann and I did it a couple of years ago, and it's really cool. And it's nice when you get to do the tour and TTB's gear is up on the stage, you know, when you're kind of, as they take you through the tour and all that, and there's a video, and, you know, it just, everybody just gets into the whole vibe of the venue, you know, and then in the band. And I mean, I don't know how many times you could, I mean, it was at one point, I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday night, but Susan said, thank y'all for having so much fun. You're making us have so much fun. You know, I mean, it just really feeding off the vibe, the energy in that church is, it's just, I don't know. It gives me good every time I'm there. I'm so excited. It's almost as exciting as the first time I was there. It's just always so special.
It's a spirit. It sounds like a spiritual experience, literally, and maybe even the highest form in some regard, at least for like music fans, and this being, at least I know, me and David's favorite band to see and listen to, you know. So it must be a spiritual experience on some level, I would think.
It is. I mean, for me, I mean, we, you know, it's, yes.
What about Derek's solo at the end of Gravity? What did that sound like?
That was a highlight for me, for sure. That was the first time I had seen them do that, I believe, because my last two shows at the Beacon, I don't think they did that. So I'm pretty sure that was the first time I've seen them play that, and that was definitely a highlight. I'm gonna have to take a listen to that one again.
Yeah, hopefully we can. I mean, there seems to be some. Obviously, David posted videos, and there's probably some stuff coming on YouTube. So maybe we will be able to piece together a decent amount of the music from Saturday and Sunday, and be able to dive into it. Just Won't Burn has been a highlight for me. I feel like a personal highlight for me lately. Just I don't know. You know what I think it might be? It's been raining in LA this week, and just driving around and just kind of like leaning into the melancholy a little bit. Like Just Won't Burn has been perfect this week for me personally, I must say. Just hearing some of the live Susan versions, which seem, I don't know, it's better than ever. I can't even explain it.
It's definitely become a highlight for me. Like one of the things Brandon said earlier, when you could hear a pin drop when she's playing the soft notes of Just Won't Burn. I mean, just eerily silent, and you're just hearing, you know, note for note, just the quiet. And as she just builds it, and I mean, it's Just Won't Burn is, and I did not know that song, you know, from her catalog. So I was introduced to it, Fireside, you know, the Fireside Sessions when they brought that in, and it's definitely one that I always look forward to seeing on the set list. You know, she's just amazing on that song.
I believe it.
It's spectacular.
Yeah, it's so good. Gin House Blues. Gin House Blues always gets the room moving, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mike singing and Gabe's piano on that. That's definitely become one of my favorite covers that they do.
It starts with Gabe's piano, I think. A couple little melody, and then they dive right into it, and those drums kick in, and then it's just nonstop fire for the rest of the song. You know, I love that. DeGarry is super cool. I feel like that like I said, was talking last time podcast, how that seems like it's a little bit of a different sound than some other Tedeschi Trucks Band songs. In some ways, I don't know. I think of it more as a meditation in some ways, if that makes sense. And I keep associating with the I Am the Moon video, the music videos that they released, where they were showing all the nostalgic photos of the band. So I just continually just associate that song with that. And it's not something that they brought out a ton live, but it has a real groove that kind of like sucks you in, I feel like, for sure.
Yeah, I love the drums on the Gary. All the tom work and playing with mallets instead of sticks. And it's just really unique.
Yeah, definitely like ethereal ethereal vibes.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Definitely one you don't hear very often. It's kind of, I think it's one of the rarest ones of the new album to be played. It is ethereal. Yes,
There's always a song or two or three or more in every set that's, like we're saying, not necessarily a surprise, but you're not thinking of it. You're not really thinking of it. You're not expecting it, and then you hear that, and it's just a totally awesome thing. Like, that's why I tried to actually listen to the first night's show without even really looking at the set list itself, or at least when I was listening to it, trying to make it really that much more fresh for myself, give myself the closest thing to a concert experience I can from listening to the music, and obviously from the recaps from you guys. How blue can you get?
Again, for if Susan was a little under the weather, I mean, certainly didn't show on that. I mean, singing her and her guitar on that is, I mean, she owns that song.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Just classic blues song.
Yeah,
that's essential.
I always enjoyed listening to the first maybe 24 bars or so where Derek comes into it, just with all of his BB King, Freddie King licks. That's it kind of sets the tone. It's just nice, and then he lets her go off and do her own thing.
Brandon, you play drums, correct?
Yeah.
You said, yeah. So you play drums. Whitt plays guitar, and David, obviously, you're just a hardcore TTP music fan.
Listen.
But that's so cool that I really do appreciate being able to get those different perspectives on this podcast, and that's going to be a lot more fun moving forward. Like doing these recaps, hopefully with 2, 3, 4 people on all of them, where I can get those different viewpoints from fans who also play music, because I play a little guitar myself, of course, and I think that gives you a sense of how awesome the professionals are and not what it takes, but like how far we are all the way from achieving the sounds that move us in the way that Derek and the rest of the band does with their playing and singing.